Okay, so what we're going to do now is set up drawing templates. We're going to set up uh, 4 templates. Okay, we're going to do English and metric templates. An English template for an A size sheet, which is 8.5 by 11, and a B size sheet, which is 11 by 17. And metric sheets for an A size and a B size, which have the same dimensions as far as the paper size is concerned, but everything else is metric. First off, let me show you some stuff here. Let's get into Blackboard. Okay, let me put this on student view. All right, right here, class notes. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be filling up this space. Right here we have CAD standards. This sheet of CAD standards that will be used to our standards. And we have our sheet sizes and drawing limits. We have our layer properties and our dimension styles. We're not going to worry about dimension styles right now. Right now we're just worried about the limits and the layer properties. Okay. So first off, when you hit new, you can do this a couple different ways. You can just hit new here, or in here you look for browse templates. Okay. If you hit new here, it'll go straight into this. All right. Or if you hit browse templates, it does the same thing. Okay, these are different templates that are set up already. There's the two that we're concerned about are the ACAD, which is the standard default that's opened when you open up a new drawing. Okay, ACAD .dwt is the file. There's different file types. We have the DWG, which is a drawing file. We have DWT, which is a drawing template file. We have BAK, which are backup files, and plot files, PLTs, but we don't use them a whole lot anymore since most nowadays we go straight to our printers. All right, so for the English templates, we would start with the ACAD .dwt right here, and you get basically a blank screen. All right, but it's set up so it works well to put English units in it. So if we look here, we have our A size sheet. Okay, we have B size sheets and C size sheets. Like I said, an A size sheet is 8.5 by 11, and we're going to set our limits to 10 by 7.5. That will give us a 1/2 inch border around our drawing sheet. Okay, so B size sheet, which is 11 by 17, we'll use 16 by 10, and C size sheets, which are 17 by 22, we'll be using the it's 21 by 16. Okay, so we'll start with an A size sheet. We're just going to do A and B for this class. We won't be doing any C size sheets in this class. If you take intermediate CAD, we'll get into that stuff, the bigger drawing sheets. So the first thing you want to do is set up your limits. Okay, and we'll just type in LIMITS. All right, and it'll ask us for our lower left corner, and our lower left corner coordinate for the A size sheet is 0, 0. And we hit enter, and then we'll want our upper right hand corner, and then we type in 10, 7.5. Now you can't really see where the limits are on here, and why this isn't a default, I don't know, but if you click down here on the snap mode arrow, the down arrow, and you go to your snap settings, there is a command here that's clicked on, display grid beyond limits. Okay, I like to unclick that because then I can see where my limits are. I say okay, and you can see how small everything got. And there's my limits. That's my A size sheet right there. Okay. Also, before I even go further, I'm going to say this is a DWT. I'm going to go File, Save As, and we're going to, where can I put this? Usually it goes automatically into a DWT file. I'm going to stick it in my class folder then. Work. Class documents. 1201, fall 21. And I'm going to say this is a DWT. You know what will happen though? There we go. Once you hit DWT, it goes to where all the other ones are saved. All right, which is fine because that'll open up automatically when you go hit new drawing and look for it. And I'm going to type A English, or how about English A? Either one. There's an A size English sheet. Let's say that. Yeah, long English feet inches. Okay, that's good. Say okay. All right, so that's our 11 by 17 drawing area, or 8.5 by 11, and with a 10 by 7.5 drawing area. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is set up my layers. Okay, and here are our layers. Okay, how we're going to set things up. Now, if we go up here to layer properties, we're going to click on this, layer properties, and let me kind of grab this and move it, grab it somewhere. There we go. All right, and we're going to click on new layer right here, and here we can type in our first layer, which will be object lines, OBJ. Okay, let's go back, OBJ. Or you can call them whatever you want, object lines. Excuse me. And we'll go over to our color. Here we have certain ways of controlling layers, which the video should have went through. Color, and we'll make our object lines red. Let's say, okay, this is going to be the standard for this course. Okay, with these layer settings. Our line type are continuous lines. Object lines are continuous. Line weight is going to be 0.35. Let's see, 0.35 or 0.35 millimeters. And we're right there. Because they're a little thicker than the hidden lines and center lines and stuff. Okay, so that's our first one. All right, so next we've got hidden lines. So we'll hit new layer, HID, and our hidden lines will be yellow. Okay. Our line type is not continuous. Now, what we want to do here is we want to load our line types. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit load, and then here's all the line types you got. So I'm just going to right click in here and say select all and say OK, and it will load all the line types into AutoCAD. And we'll look for hidden. Here, hidden dash line. Say OK. And then our line weight will be 0.25 millimeters. So there's our hidden lines. Okay, so now we got new layer. Oh. I don't know why I put it up there. So our next line types will be what? Center lines. Center lines. They're green. So we'll type in CN, color, green. And the line type, now that they're all loaded, we'll find center right there. There's center. Okay, and the thickness is 0.25 millimeters. Okay, so new layer. So now we're going to have the border layer, which border layers are pretty thick. And they're magenta and continuous. So we're going to type in BOR. Color magenta, which is kind of like a purple. They're continuous, and our thickness will be 0.5 millimeters. Okay, so next we've got dimension lines. So new layer, DIM, They will be cyan, which is the sky blue, continuous, and they're thin. So we'll go back to 0.25 millimeters. Okay. Next new layer is going to be text and TEX, and they're the same as dimension lines, cyan, continuous, so that's all good. Okay, so the next one we have is cutting plane lines, and I'll go over what those mean in a lecture coming up. CUT and cutting plane lines are magenta. We use a phantom line or a hidden line for cutting plane lines, so I'm going to do phantom lines, and they're 0.5 millimeters. I'll make sure I got that color right. They're either magenta or blue. What I got here, yeah, magenta, phantom line. Oh no, yeah. Phantom lines are blue. Cutting plane lines are magenta. Now, phantom lines, on the other hand, say new, PHA, are blue, and they're phantom lines. The line type's good, but we changed this thickness back down to 0.25 millimeters. Okay, and we've got hatching lines. So new and hatch, HAT. They are also blue, but they are continuous lines. So continuous, okay, and 0.25. And that's all of our layers, right? Okay, so just get out of here, and you can see up here we have all our layers put in. So when we're going to draw object lines, we click on that, and we have our object lines. Okay, now we want to do hidden lines right there. See, that's your hidden line, and your cutting plane line. There's your cutting plane line, and your dimension lines. See, center lines. Phantom lines, you get the idea, right? Okay, so with that all said, let me erase all that stuff because we want to put a border on this, and we'll go to the border layer. I'm just going to put a rectangle on here, and I'm going to put in the same dimensions as our limits. So it'll be 0, 0, enter, 10, 7.5, and then save that. Okay. Now this is our A size English sheet. Now we want to do a B size English template. So what we're going to do is we're just going to move on from here. Okay. But now we're going to save this as English B. Save. And then the only difference we're going to do is make a difference with the limits and the border. So our limits are now going to be 16, 10 here. So I'm going to type in limits, enter, and we'll reset the limits. We start with 0, 0, enter, and then 16, 10. You see now where the B size sheet is that much bigger. So we'll just erase this guy here, the border here, and then we'll go in, we'll put a new border in from 0, 0, enter, 16, 10. And we'll save this. I already did a save as is. Let me double check that. Yeah, English B, WT, so we'll just do a save. And so now I have my English A and my English B. I'm going to stop this video, and then I'm going to show you how to do the metric.